What's going on, guys? White Fox 1225 here, and today I kind of want to talk about more about Far Cry 4. I kind of want to talk about like the details we know about the game and kind of my overall impressions of the gameplay. So we'll be talking about like things we know about the game and we learned at E3, and also just kind of a run through of the gameplay and pretty much just everything about the game that we got at E3. So basically, we're going to start off by talking about the gameplay trailer. So, and then as we go on, I'll talk more about stuff we learned. So, first off, when you get the opening scene of the mountains, you just have to realize how beautiful the graphics. It's like borderline, like photorealistic almost. Like these are, I would say, better than Battlefield, better than Crysis. These are just great graphics, purely next gen, just really great. And so just the graphics are really beautiful. But then we get to see some of the grappling equipment, which is pretty cool. As in Far Cry 3, I think those are going to be things that are set around the world. Usually for missions, you could use them outside a mission, but they're mostly set there for the mission when you have to use them. It's not something that you're going to be able to carry around with you. You're actually going to have to pick it up, kind of like the wingsuit in Far Cry 3, or the hang glider. Not the wingsuit, yeah, the hang glider. It's going to be like that, I'm pretty sure. So he grapples and he gets to this, it's like the main story, and he has to destroy this convoy, and then we get to see the crossbow. And so the bow and arrow was like my favorite weapon in Far Cry 3. I found it really fun to use. So when I saw the crossbow, I was pretty excited. The crossbow looks really cool. It is a one-shot kill, just like the bow and arrow. From what it looks like, it can fire more than once. We saw it fire like twice really fast, which is cool. It didn't look like he was reloading it every time. He wasn't, so it must be some sort of like high-tech crossbow, but definitely cool, and I'm really excited to actually get to use that in game. So next we saw, obviously he was trying to destroy the convoy, so he plants the C4 and he kicks the barrel. So I'm pretty sure, kicking the barrel might just be something you can do in the world. It might be a skill, but actually, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be a skill. It's just going to be something you can do. But that was a pretty cool idea. He plants the C4, he kicks the barrel into a group of guys and just blows it, which is pretty cool. And then we get to see the white detection arrow, just like we get in Far Cry 3, so that is coming back. And obviously that means you've been detected, so it helps for sneaking players. And then the red arrow means you're actually getting hit. So then he takes out his what looks to be like a KG-9, like a silenced automatic submachine gun. And then he gets in like this little trolley car, which is kind of cool, and we get into really the meat of the video, and he's racing like down the hill, and what's really awesome is he does this like car takedown. So he drives up next to the guy and he hits his button, I'm sure it'll be F on the PC, and he jumps, throws the guy on the passenger side, stabs the guy driving, and it was all really cool, and I'm sure that's going to be something you can do anytime, not just on that mission. It's not like a set thing. Which is pretty cool. And that's kind of what I like about Far Cry 3 more than like Call of Duty. In Call of Duty that would be just a scripted event, but in Far Cry 3, or Far Cry 4, sorry, you can just do that whenever you want, which is really cool. So then he drives off the cliff and he gets out, and we see the wingsuit again. The wingsuit is not going to be something you can equip. I'm pretty sure again it's going to be something you're just wearing during certain missions, just like in Far Cry 3. But we get to see the wingsuit again. I'm glad that's returning because I really like using it in Far Cry 3. And then he lands, and we get kind of a better look at what the area is actually going to look like, what Kyrat's actually going to look like. It's kind of like more green with some mix of snow. We get to see some of the elephants, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But then a second player actually jumps in, which is really cool. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the co-op now. When a second player jumps in, basically all the main story stops, and it becomes just an open-world sandbox game. So they were liberating a fortress, which is the Far Cry 4 version of an outpost, and obviously once you liberate that, it becomes yours. And so he was helping him out, and he was using the gyrocopter, which was kind of like this like scrapyard built sort of helicopter. So he hops on and he rides in, and that's pretty cool. And so anyone can jump in the game. On PS4 you don't even have to own the game, so this is sort of Far Cry 4's version of co-op, because Far Cry 3's co-op was pretty weak. I didn't even bother playing it, but definitely wasn't regarded as good as the single player. So this is sort of their new version of co-op, and it's something we've been seeing a lot with Watch Dogs. They have the same feature, so it's going to be pretty cool, because if you need help liberating a fortress, which it's actually a big part of the game, you can just call on your friends and do it together, which is kind of cool. Or if you just want to run around the world killing bad guys with your friends, you can do that, which is also awesome. So yeah, so that's all about the co-op, and so then they fly the gyrocopter in. He's firing his KG-9 off the helicopter, or sorry, he doesn't actually fire his KG-9. He has this huge ass machine gun, which is pretty cool, and so he's firing that a lot. And it looks pretty cool. Definitely a heavy weapon. I wish they got to show off some of the stealth a little bit more. I would have liked to see that, but we'll just have to wait, I guess, till another demo or until the game actually comes out. So anyway, he flies around the gyrocopter, he gets out, and then we get to see some elephant action, which is pretty cool. So the elephants, kind of like in Far Cry 3 where you could release the tigers, the elephants just got mega pissed, and I'm pretty sure they would attack you too. It's not like they are against anyone, they just kind of got pissed off. So they were attacking people. At one point, this elephant just like grabs someone with his trunk and like slams him to the ground. It just looked really badass. So definitely exciting. But you can also, they said, ride elephants in the battle, which is something for some reason that came out when the game was first rumored to be coming out. So that's going to be really awesome. Just charging to battle on an elephant would be really awesome. So definitely some cool stuff there. A lot of new features. It seems like this one's more of a tweaking, where Far Cry 3 was a revolution, but that's okay because Far Cry 3 still stands as one of my top 5 favorite games of all time. So that pretty much does it for this video, guys. Far Cry 4 will be released November 18th for Xbox One, PS4, Xbox 360, PS3, and of course PC. So make sure you guys pick it up because it's going to be really awesome. Of course, I'll be covering it more, so if you're interested, make sure you subscribe. I'll be covering a lot more from E3. I really just have been covering the big titles, but I have a lot more I want to dive into, like No Man's Sky. I really want to cover some Bethesda's new game, Battle Cry. Just a lot of cool things that you might not have heard of in the next couple weeks. I'm going to go really deep into it, and of course always covering Elder Scrolls Online. So again, if any of this sounds good, make sure you subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.